Greetings, everyone. You're listening to the Aquila View. I'm your host Narayan, and we are back again with yet another very much interesting episode today here at the Aquila View. We have with us team Quantum Racing from the Amity International School, Saket, India. So probably the team is now competing with us in the national finals of India 2021. Moving ahead over the next course of 20 to 25 minutes, we'll be talking to all of these young minds over different aspects of Formula One in school as a competition and what they have been up to till date in their yet busy and adventurous journey. So before wasting any further time, let's get into the podcast. Firstly, welcome everybody to what we call the Akulavi family. I hope you all have been doing extremely well and hearty, seeing the situations that we all have been going through right now. Before moving ahead, before I first ask my question, I'd like all of you to just please break the ice for all of us by just giving us a short introduction about yourselves and what exactly your role is in Team Quantum Racing, and probably what are your hobbies and how you gain interest towards Formula One in schools as a competition.
Yeah, so I'll start. Hi, I'm Divyansh. I am the systems and design analyst at Team Quantum. I majorly play the role of manufacturing and testing of our car. And I got into the competition and specifically this role that I have in the team because of my interest for 3D modeling as well as testing using computational fluid dynamics or CFD testing. And I've always been intrigued by how aerodynamic simulations are run in actual F1. And so I've always wanted to do something like this, which can help me understand better how actual F1 works.
That's amazing to know, Divyansh. Yajika, what's your role in Team Quantum Racing is?
Hi, I'm Yachika. I'm the resource manager and I manage digital media accounts as well.
All right. So, how did you get to know about Formula One in schools as a competition, and how you got interests, and how? I mean, as Divyan said, that he was very much into the CFD and the analysis part of the Formula One, and how actually the Formula One works. So, how you got to know about this competition, and why you enrolled for it?
I'd say that F1 in schools is just a completely different experience. All the engagements and how different teams are social with each other, and also different things we get to know along that way, different skills we learn. So that was a major aspect as to joining the F1 in schools family. Also, Divyansh had been a part of F1 in schools for two years ago also. So it's glad to have him back.
Awesome. So, I mean, probably you have someone on board who holds a lot of experience, right? Coming forward, my next question to you guys is that how you all started your journey and how exactly Team Quantum Racing came into existence, how you all met each other, and how does that team formation look like for Team Quantum Racing?
All right. So firstly, our team manager, Bhuvi, was very interested in doing the competition when she first heard about it happening this year. So she contacted me because I had done this competition before and I had a very good experience when I'd done it 2 years ago. And I thought that since I might have a little bit of time in this year, I can do this competition and have a lot of fun and learn a lot of things during the process. So then Bhuvi contacted me, and we got together and decided some of our friends who also wanted to do the competition, and we just came together and decided we can form this team to work together and come into this competition.
Amazing. So, Divyansh, as you said that you did the competition 2 years back, and so I'd like to know. I mean, what was your experience 2 years back, and probably when you're doing the competition this year, what's the difference that you're noticing? I mean, in terms of quality and how teams are enrolling for it. I mean, what is the difference that you're really feeling that all right, F1 and schools India had probably evolved or not?
Yeah, great question. So the first time that I did it, I was also very young at the time, so I wasn't as developed intellectually, so I wasn't able to do as much. But what I had also noticed was since F1 was fairly new back then, that
Yeah.
there was not nearly enough creative things that people were doing with either let it be their social media or even their car designing. like it was all a very uniform or standardized monotonous kind of thing. But now F1 in schools has evolved to be very diverse, and like has teams from all over India, and and they're all very different in their approaches to the competition, which also leads to a fair bit of which leads to a fair bit of great competition between the teams, and exchange of great ideas throughout teams as well.
Definitely, definitely. So, Yajika, what has been your experience till date in terms of Formula One and schools or the competition? How are you feeling right now? I mean, you probably have cleared the regional round, I guess, right? And then you are now competing in the nationals round, right? So, I mean, how's that feeling, and how are you feeling?
Firstly, we all are in the same class, so we knew each other beforehand also. But the competition has quite changed how we interact. So we are more closer and we know each other in a better way. And we work together on every aspect. So even a small thing we see on any digital media or social media, there's a whole team behind that. So I'd say it has increased our cooperation skills, and it's just a whole new experience for us. I'm doing the competition for the first time, and I'd love to
Yeah.
do that again.
Okay, that's great to hear, right? So probably you guys are in which grade or standard right now?
Uh, we are in London.
Okay, so you probably have almost 2 more years to again come back and do the competition, right? And that definitely itself a very great feeling in itself. That all right, we're definitely trying our best this time. But even if we are not able to qualify or we're not able to be the world champions, we definitely can come again and enroll once again, and probably then again work more harder to be the world champions. Okay, the next question is probably for the team manager, but probably you guys could also answer that. So I'd frame the question in a different manner. So, I mean, what do you guys think is the role of a team manager? And is your team manager really possessing those true leadership skills that she should be possessing at a time? So, what do you think?
So firstly, our team manager Bhuvi. So what in my opinion, the role of a team manager could be is that a team manager majorly plays the role of facilitating communications between either the design team and the graphics team, or the marketing team and the graphics team. And that communication is very hard to facilitate without a team manager, because you don't have any sort of liaisons between the two departments. So
Yeah.
in my opinion, the team manager of any F1 team just acts as a liaison between all of the departments, and helps each and every department function in a much more easier and efficient manner. Furthermore, to answer your second question, I think Bhuvi plays this role very nicely, because Bhuvi is a very likable character, and she's very easy to talk to and possesses the leadership skills to be able to communicate in between the team, in between, for example, the graphics team and the design team, while also being able to give her inputs through every department.
Yeah. Totally got your point. So, I mean, what do you think? Say, for suppose, if you have been at the place of Bhuvi, what all qualities or what all things that you might think that all right, if I would have been at the place of Bhuvi, I should definitely have been doing all of these things. So, what do you think on that?
I'd say Bhuvi is managing the team manager portfolio very well. And even if we are behind schedule for a day or two, she gets us back on our feet. So I'd say that she's doing a pretty good job. And if we were at her place, we would love to do that. And basically, she's doing everything she can, and we all respect that. And she's doing it with 100% perfection.
That's great, right? Because I mean, respecting each and everyone, each and every member in the team is far most the most important thing. Because if we, as team members, respect each and everyone personally and also professionally in terms of their work, then probably it leads us to, I mean, a great I mean, the journey becomes far more easy, right? Coming forward to my next question, that is probably for you, Yajika, because that is related to sponsorships. So, probably if you talk about Formula One in schools as a competition, there are a lot of resources required. Though we are competing in this virtual era this time, probably there would be, I mean, the new guidelines that have been released by Formula One in schools India probably says that we need to manufacture our car. So indeed, there are a lot of resources required, and for that resources to be fulfilled, as we definitely have to approach sponsors, right? So what is, I mean, what exact strategy do you guys plan to approach these sponsors, and is it through just cold emailing them, or is it through mutual connections? And what I mean, say for suppose a X company joins hands with you, so I mean, what they're supporting them you guys with right now?
Right. So we started looking for sponsorships at a very early stage of the competition because we knew that we would need money at every level. So
Yeah.
we contacted quite a few companies, but all of them don't reply. So
Okay.
we had quite many contacts in mind, but we only got a reply from a few. And our
Okay.
marketing manager, Manya, she has done a pretty great job in getting us two sponsorships. And we have two sponsors right now, but I'd say the whole team was engaged in this sponsorship thing because everyone would need the support of our sponsors. I'd
Yes.
say that keeping in touch with the sponsors after we get them is also a pretty important job because on the ROI activities and the investment for the sponsors is also important.
Exactly. So, I mean, as you talked about the ROI activities, so I mean, is it the whole team being involved in planning those return on investments that you probably offer to the sponsors, or is it just you planning the whole sponsorship prospectus or the return on investment strategy?
I'd say everyone in the team is being involved, and any idea that we get along the way, we share it with each other. And even if there's some negative points in that, we try to manage that. So I guess everyone is involved in ROI.
Awesome. Probably next question is again to you, Yajika, because it's related to digital media and marketing. So, what is, I mean, there are multiple things that we need to keep in mind when we design a posts, right? And how we manage our digital media and how we just cope up with the marketing activities that probably we might have promised to some of our sponsors as well, right? So, what exact strategy do you guys follow to keep your social media updated? And how do you align it with your team identity, because that's also a major factor? And what's your posting schedule look like? I mean, how frequent do you post on your social media?
Um, like every single post on any digital media platform, I'd say requires engagement by different people at so many different levels. The graphic
Yeah.
designer first has to design the post, and if someone in the team doesn't like it, the graphic designer has to do it again. So everyone is engaged in the judging process whether to post it or not, and also we work in the team as a whole, so even a small caption in the post requires engagement by almost everyone in the team. Coming on to our posting schedule, we were on to about 3 to 4 posts a week, but we have thought about doing a few more because nationals are approaching. So everyone is in kind of a very fast working mode right
Definitely, yes, right. Everyone is in their fifth or sixth gear, probably pacing up for the nationals, right? Coming on, my next question is probably related to the manufacturing and designing of your car. So, I mean, firstly, coming to the designing part of the car, so what do you guys keep? I mean, how do you guys design your car from scratch? Because that's itself is a big deal, right? So, where do you guys take inspiration from, and probably how does that process look like from making your car from scratch and taking it to the final and making it as a final product?
Yeah, so the designing process of our car, especially, was a very complicated process, at least in our case. So,
Okay.
first, what we did was me and Himanshu, our design engineer, we equipped ourselves with at least a basic knowledge of aerodynamics so that we could understand what we were looking at and how we could we could take innovation from other things. After we'd got a basic knowledge of aerodynamics, we looked into a lot more like actual F1 cars or some past F1 in school cars as well
Yeah.
to best understand what like the best aspect of each different car was. And then we tried to stabilize all of these different aspects and bring them into one car which could create a balance between speed as well as stability. And after we had something in mind, we first sketched it in a 2D sketch, like hand drawn sketches, and based our 3D model off of those sketches. So I think that was the easiest way we thought we could do our designing without
All
having
right.
to
All
contact
right.
anyone.
That's great, right? Because definitely, previous FNN Schools car gives you a lot of motivation and inspiration, probably that how your car should look like. Because definitely, even when we design a car, it's just not that I mean, the first prototype is the final car, right? Because we create multiple prototypes and then we come up with the final design that would be manufacturing. Talking about the manufacturing part, so how does that process look like? Because probably Divyansh, you have participated 2 years back as well, right? And probably you might have been participated in a physical competition. So manufacturing is something that you might have done. So what do you think that the manufacturing process should look like, and how anyone who is listening to the podcast, who's probably an prospectus student or prospectus participant for Formula One in schools, and I mean, can gain out of this thing and say that, all right, I know how to manufacture the car.
Yeah, so I'd say one of the biggest mistakes that people make during manufacturing, like as manufacturing engineers, is that they leave the entire manufacturing part until the car design is done. However, in my opinion, what should happen is you should be thinking about manufacturing as you're designing the car, because
Yes,
certain designs may require certain very different manufacturing aspects to that of others, right? So what
exactly.
we did as a team was, when we were designing, we had set manufacturing goals in mind and decided that we want to have our design such that it can adhere to these manufacturing goals when we have sent it to manufacturing. So as you were saying about the other question, that how it feels in when the offline competition is happening, is that
Yeah,
it is at least in my experience a pretty stressful process, because you have to check every single part of the car to make sure that there's nothing wrong, because if by chance there's even an error of 0.1 millimeter in designing, that can cause a very big error when the car goes for CNCs or computer numerically control manufacturing. So when our car is being manufactured, firstly we need to make sure we have the right materials to manufacture, and if we're 3D printing anything, how we're going to 3D print them, and if they're compatible with the actual main body of the car. And then we need to also think about how we're going to like have the wheels, paint, etc. So I'd say the most important thing to take away from this, if there is anything to take away, would be that you should always start the manufacturing process early, because you don't realize how stressful it's going to be until you have to do it.
exactly. Right. So probably according to you, how much time a team should give? Like, what's the an ideal time that a team should definitely devote to manufacturing?
So manufacturing also, like at least in my experience, includes testing. So I'd say if you have a competition in say a month, you should
Okay.
have a manufactured car 2 weeks before the competition, so that you can do any kinds of testing that you need, make any changes physically to the car, and then also be able to paint them, have all your wheel structures ready, etc. But it also depends from team to team, because if you have a very complex design with multiple parts that need to be 3D printed, that will
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
obviously take more time. Whereas if
Exactly.
you have a single car body, then that will take a lesser amount of time.
Exactly. So probably an ideal time is that if you have a month, just give around 10 to 12 days in designing, and then probably get the manufactured card, get your car manufactured within the time frame of 15 days, right?
Yes, so that you at least have 5 6 days to get familiar with the car.
Exactly. Definitely, right. So coming along to my next question, what do you guys think is the most important aspect of this competition? Because I mean, we as participants have gone through multiple things from be it pet display designing or be it portfolios, be it card designing or be it verbal presentations, right? Not keeping in mind the scorecard here, right? Because obviously scorecard definitely tells that all right, these are the areas which are mostly which has the most number of points. But according to you, what do you think is the most important aspect of this competition?
Yeah, so like you said about the scorecard, I think from a quantitative perspective, you can definitely pin it down to a single thing, but in
Exactly.
reality, that is not how it is at all. So, in my opinion, at least, it is that if you're like whatever you're doing in the competition is affecting something that you will be doing in the future. So, for example, if you're making this choice for your social media, that will affect your sponsorship, return on investment, or your digital media proposals, etc. So everything is very interconnected, and that's what I like about this competition. So there's no one specific thing that you can be like, okay, we can leave this out because this doesn't really have marks, and we can focus on this other thing. Because if you leave that out, then the other thing which has marks might also get affected. So I'd
Yeah.
say the people at F1 have really thought about this very well and have created the competition in a way where everything is very well balanced out.
Exactly, definitely, and probably as you said that each and everything is interlinked according to me, right? And it's probably a loop that needs to be followed in order to, have a balanced team. Yajika, what do you think is the most important aspect of the competition?
I definitely agree with Divyansh. Every aspect of the competition is important, and I'd say that's what our team basically focuses on because we do have a tagline, delve into intricacies. So
Yeah.
we focus on the minute details at well and metaphorically on a quantum scale. So we try to achieve everything at our best standards. And mainly, we have to focus on every aspect of the project because we have to achieve perfection, and that wouldn't enable us to maybe possibly win this thing.
Yep, I totally agree to your point. And even small things matter. And probably, as Divyansh said, that you might not know that when it would affect later on in the competition. So, yeah, I guess. Moving ahead, I'd like to know that there are multiple things that we have talked about pet displays, manufacturing, and also designing and social media sponsorships. A lot of things, right? So probably, how much support is your school giving you in this competition? Because support in the terms of backing you up, guys, because that's also a very important thing. So, and how are you guys dealing up with industry partners or industry leaders? Because Formula One in schools is about connecting with people, right? So how are you? How the school is helping you guys, and how are you connecting with the industry?
Yeah. So first of all, at least as I believe, is that our school has had a very major role in helping us in F1 in schools. Firstly, by even giving us the opportunity to participate in such a competition,
Yeah.
and then by providing us like with all the help that we needed essentially to be able to do the work that we needed to do. So, for example, just to give you an idea is that we have mentor teachers from our school who've
All right.
worked with who are uh, who have done F1 with different teams from our school before, like past teams. So
Okay.
they give us advice on how we can maybe improve our marketing per se, or car design, or how we can focus on different things with different people, and how we can approach sponsors even. So what our
Okay.
school has done for us is that they've given us people who can give us great advice on what to do, but rather than doing it for us, they've enabled us to be able to do these things.
Yeah, probably that's the best thing, right? Because if they do it, then probably we are not learning anything, right? So
Yeah.
that's great. Probably, Yachika, what do you think?
Um, Definitely agree with the Divyansh on this point. Also, very thankful to all the mentor teachers because they're engaged with us almost every week. They're contacting us continuously. So I'd say that also keeps us on our feet. And also, we are thankful to our school as well because F1 in schools is just a completely different opportunity for us. And very thankful for them to provide us with this opportunity.
Amazing. So, what about you guys connecting with industry leaders in order to gain support, right? Because there are multiple things that go into car designing, and probably when we talk about particularly aerodynamics. We at this particular age or level, we do not understand some of the concepts or how we could make our car more aerodynamically. So how you guys are probably connecting with some industry experts, and I mean, how does that look like?
So yeah, so as far as industry experts go, what we've been doing is we've been trying to reach out to a lot of experts, like either be it like either be it marketing based like industry experts, or may it be designing or 3D modeling experts. So we've been trying to reach out to them, and I think that the best way to interact with these is with the help of collaborations. So in a way where they can impart us with knowledge without helping us directly, because if they give us direct, like, this is how you make designs, then we aren't really learning anything. However, if they give us advice as to how maybe complex aerodynamics work, for example, then we can learn by ourselves how these complex aerodynamics may affect our car and how we can improve it, so like, for the same.
Amazing. So probably Divyansh, Yajika, I probably like to know about your vision with the competition right now and with your team particularly in order to succeed ahead in the competition.
So I think our entire team's vision is that if we work hard and we work on the right path, there is we really if we're working hard, then there is not really anything that can stop us from being able to achieve what we want to achieve. So what
Yeah.
we're trying to do now is we're putting our best into the competition and hoping for the best as well.
Same here, definitely. Lastly, to conclude, I'd like to ask you guys, what's your strategy right now for this year's national finals in order to just nail it and be representing India as the world finalist team?
I'd say right now, seeing the situations, all the COVID situations right now, being optimistic is a very important part of the competition because we don't know when things will change. Might be there would be a third wave in the country, or things might not go as planned. So, being optimistic in this competition is very important, especially during this time.
Yeah.
And we are definitely looking forward to nationals and giving it.
Definitely. So by this, we have definitely come to the end of this wonderful episode with this amazing people from Team Quantum who are representing Amit International School, Kate. Till then, guys, stay tuned to the Aquila View, and I'm your host Narayan, signing off right now.